Tempus Edax Rerum is the sophomore full-length album from Ataudes. This is an Argentinian trio, a death metal trio, and one that plays a dissonant and abstract version of death metal, which is still influenced by old school death metal, namely the immolation and incantation-esque side of things without quite as much of the dramatism associated with the years in between and those generations. This sound is closer to something like grave miasma or crypts in some respects, but it also has a heavy use of dissonance in their work. I would say it's semi-dissonant because it is old school death metal attuned in most senses, but when you sit with this record, you'll notice that there's a strong dissonant lean and a similar treatment of exaggerated rhythms that you'll find on any record from Crypts or a similar band. So to get an idea of what that sounds like, we'll cut to a clip. Merecemos la Extinción is a previous full-length album from this band, and they kind of brought it together as a duo without the help of the guitarist from Tumba de Carne. And what Ivo Bisceglia brings to this album is more unique guitar work. He brings a lot to this album in terms of confrontational rhythms, unusual darker tuning, and different song types that they've extracted from the maybe slightly more complex and wandering first album, and they've made something that's a little bit more direct and dissonant and dark on the second record. I think if you're a fan of something like Secrecy, they don't quite fully go to that level of introversion on this record. There are still some kind of gore guts or immolation-esque pieces on here in the earliest sense. Overall, this is a big leap for the band and a strong album overall. It's full of riffs, it's full of entertaining songs, you're following the movement and the rhythm of it the entire time, and that they still find areas to insert blackened or challenging kind of movements to keep this thing interesting. So I think it seems like a little bit of chaos the way I wrote the review. It seems like there's a lot going on, but it flows very naturally, and it's a very easy record to sit down and enjoy. It's a pure death metal record in some sense, but it's an abstract death metal band and a surreal kind of rhythmic record in most ways otherwise. So it's a good balance. It's a strong dark tonality that's appropriate for death metal, and it's just kind of a great album. I think that if you're willing to sit down and kind of give it a chance to show off its wares, there's a lot of great stuff happening on this record. Definitely check this one out. For me, that's a high recommendation, and go ahead and read my full review on the site to see what else I thought about it.